The Oklahoma State Bureau of Investigation says a former Arkoma teacher has been arrested on charges involving inappropriate behavior with a child. 52-year-old Thomas Lenard faces 8 counts of lewd or indecent acts to a child under the age of 16. Investigators say they began looking into allegations almost 3 years ago after the Arkoma Police Department requested assistance. At the time, Lenard was a teacher at Arkoma Public Schools, where investigators say multiple students reported inappropriate contact. Lenard turned himself in after Leflore County District Court issued an arrest warrant. In Poisey County, Arkansas, state police are investigating a crash that left a marked tree police officer dead and another recovering. It happened around 2:50 on Sunday morning. Officer Trevor Howard, just 25 years old, died from his injuries. Investigators say a driver heading north did not stop at a stop sign and slammed into the officer's truck. The impact hit the passenger side, where Officer Howard was sitting, causing the truck to overturn. Officer Anthony Johnson was taken to a hospital in Jonesboro with injuries not considered life-threatening. The driver of the other vehicle was airlifted to Memphis with serious injuries. New at noon, Fort Smith police are warning residents to stay alert after a surge in black bear sightings across the area. Officers say they received at least 10 calls over the weekend. The department says if you see a bear, keep your distance, never approach or feed it. Police are working with Arkansas Game and Fish to monitor the situation. If a bear is spotted within city limits, call the non-emergency number. It's right there on your screen, 479-709-5000. And in Van Buren, the community is rallying around Crawford County Deputy Robin Gaines after he was severely injured attempting to rescue a woman from a burning house in Dyer. A softball tournament to raise money was held this weekend at the Field of Dreams in Van Buren. Organizers say the goal is to lessen the burden on Gaines and his family.
So he's a single dad. He's going to have a lot of bills piling up. Medical bills are expensive. He's off work for quite a while getting treatment for those burns. So we just wanted to do whatever we could to help him out. Some people in the community reached out and asked us to do a benefit softball tournament. So here we are.
An online fundraiser has also been set up to help. To find more, just search this story on our website, 5newsonline.com. The Pea Ridge Police Department is giving an update on plans for a vigil to honor the late officer Kevin Apple. He was killed in the line of duty just over 5 years ago. The department postponed the blue light vigil that was supposed to be held on Friday due to the risk of severe weather. It will now be held on December 12th on Kevin Apple Day.
He would make some elaborate pranks and plans, and he was patient beyond belief to watch it happen. He was a character. He very much was a character, and a truly lovable character.
Well, over the weekend, community members came out for a memorial poker run to honor Apple, featuring food and music from the Benton County Line Band. And over the weekend, volunteers came together to help restore the Natural Dam Volunteer Fire Department after a flood heavily damaged their building. Back in November, burst pipes flooded parts of the fire station, damaging floors, walls, and the department's training room. For months, firefighters have been working to make repairs, but many of the projects were out of reach because of limited funding. After learning about the department's needs, Lowe's of Van Buren stepped in, donating materials and joining volunteers to help with restoration.
It's one of the first things they see when they enter our community here. So have this building, revitalized and show that, hey, we care about this community. It's just huge going to be for everybody in the community as well. So take some pride in their hometown.
The project is part of Lowe's Community Impact Program, which helps renovate spaces across the country. The fire department expects the building to be back in use sometime this week. Well, Crawford County Emergency Management is sharing reminders about water safety. This comes after a busy weekend for the search and rescue team. They say early Sunday morning, the team helped a motorist who was stranded after turning around on an off-road trail. The person had 2 flat tires, but the team was able to guide him to safety. Emergency Management says after significant rainfall in Crawford County, waterways can quickly become dangerous, so it's important to respect the current and be careful in swift water. President Trump announced he'll nominate a former Oklahoma State trooper to lead immigration and customs enforcement. The president says Lance Schroyer is his choice to lead the agency. Schroyer is also a Marine veteran. The president said in a social media post that he is a proven leader and has firsthand experience getting illegal immigrants off the streets. The Trump administration says President Trump's patience with Iran could wear out, but for now, he says peace talks with the regime will move forward. Nanya Sintio-Bonsu has more details from the White House.
Negotiations between the U.S. and Iran are set to resume tomorrow. President Trump posted that the Iranians have asked for a meeting in Doha, which will take place on Tuesday.
Special Envoy Witkoff and Jared Kushner will be flying to Doha for high-level meetings this week as we continue to discuss the memorandum of understanding.
Earlier, Iran's deputy foreign minister claimed that no talks were scheduled. And over the weekend, Iran launched missiles and drones at U.S. bases in the region. U.S. officials say none reached their targets. U.S. forces struck Iranian military sites near the Strait of Hormuz. The Pentagon says the strikes were in response to Iran's attacks on oil tankers. The tentative peace agreement between the United States and Iran has been strained as Iran continues to assert its control over the key waterway. This weekend, a top Iranian official warned the Strait of Hormuz is governed by Iran, adding, if you do not learn the rules, the Iranian armed forces will teach them to you. But the Trump administration insists that the strait will be free and open to all.
The macro picture is that the straits are going to be open, Iran's not going to have a nuclear weapon, and the global oil market is going to be safer, and there's going to be more oil than you've ever seen before.
And the Trump administration says it will continue to respond to any further attacks on ships transiting the strait. Nana Sintio-Bonsu, CBS News, the White House.
Oman delegates met with Iranian officials to discuss the Strait of Hormuz. The Sultan of Oman says his country is committed to maintaining international laws of the waterway, which includes no tools on ships transiting the strait.